Well, good afternoon, fellow victims. Um, Recently, I talked to another lawyer. Every once in a while, I phone him. Every few months, I phone a lawyer. This guy said, "Oh, well, we can help you for free." First, I had to tell him I didn't have any money. I was surprised that he was going to do this. So I gave him what file I had, loose pieces around here that they didn't manage to steal from me. Ted Merriman's office didn't manage to steal. Workers' Comp didn't get back. A little over 2 weeks ago, he told me he can't help. I should quit. It's dangerous for my health. Just on and on like that. Apparently, the compensation board said they're done with me. And I said, "Well, what about my enabling certificate, which was acceptable up until I got my file?" He said, "Well, they just said they're done with you." Well, that tells me something. If you can't write a form letter, sign your name to it, and get a big check right away, then you're not going to fight for a guy. Simple as that. I never got my file back from my mother. Now he won't take my calls. By his own admission, it's at least half an inch thick. More than enough information in there. It doesn't really matter. I mean, good God, these people. You know, everybody breaks the law with this shit. Everybody does. And I'm getting to the point where I think we really do need hands-on. I'd like to before I die. I'd like to get the bastards. Some of you guys feel like men anymore? I mean, it's like they cut your balls off. You're useless now. And the government you elect, they're pulling all kinds of stunts with you. They're denying you any kind of rights. Christ, I've had immigrants tell me I'm not entitled to this, unless British common law states that. Well, it says in the Act they're supposed to treat us fair, and British common law dictates that they're supposed to treat us fair. They're supposed to give us what's in the Act. At least pretend to. Well, no, that isn't going to happen. I think there's just too bloody much money at stake here, and too much power, and everybody's online now. The whole bloody country's online with this. Media, the John Gormleys of the world. You know, they've never done a bloody thing for this country. Those people, a lawyer / politician, yak piece on the radio, and Warren on the weekend, that prick, and the rest of them. They're all paid to keep quiet about it. As far as I'm concerned, they're given a position in life. They want to be a journalist. Well, report on the news and what's going on. Don't keep it from people. Don't lie about it. You know, there's lots of potential victims out there, and that's everybody who doesn't listen. Everybody who's still working. You know, I remember years ago a guy showed up at a meeting and I remembered his face. A few years before that he was laughing at me. Oh, bullshit and this. Now he says, I didn't know things could get this bad. Well, now he's injured. Now he's finding out. That's how this country is now. And until something, I think, seriously is done, like I'm willing to now. After all they've done to me, I hate the idea of dying knowing they're going to get away with this crap. I'm doing this so my kids can see. They know now. They're old enough to know now what happened. But I got to put as many names out there and situations they put me in. I got to, you know, it's like everything else. You know, you're talking about something and then the next day you remember, why the hell didn't I say that? Well, or why didn't I say this together with that? Well, that's how this works. You don't have anybody. They got staffs who research for them. They got lawyers on staff. They got criminal doctors on staff. They got psychiatrists on staff. All these people who will resort to anything to cause grief to us. And we're doing this alone. You know, I see on the sites all these people, Cannabis Witch, and I mean, they're fighting a hell of a monster out there. A hell of a monster. And no help from anybody. The media, the clergy. Hell, I was born in the United Church. Grew up in the United Church. They're a waste of skin, that. You know, Dexter Van Dyke at the 3rd Avenue United Church, the Saskatoon's flagship church, downtown Saskatoon. Well, they came right out and said they can't help because they were told not to. At one of their meetings every Tuesday night or something, they have a meeting, and the Chamber of Commerce sees to it that they have certain people show up. You do not discuss this, or you'll lose your funding. And the government tells them the same thing. You won't get the new roof, or you won't get your new Cadillac, or whatever. Well, the only people that really tried to help me, and they wrote letters on my behalf, with my name, on my behalf, was the Catholic Church. Go figure. Trying to convert me, I don't know. I'm a little late for that, but I actually have no affiliation anymore. I don't believe. I'm relying on the fact from what I've said on other people's beliefs. I figure if these people can screw with us 7 days a week and go to church on one of those days, maybe they believe. Calvert, ordained minister, he must believe in something. He'll be giving sermons from a burning pulpit when I get my hands on him. On the other side in hell, just so there's no mistake, I'm threatening him now. Not on this plane of existence. But, you know, it just doesn't end here. You know, the deceit, the devious, you know, like you think these people are, Gormley's being called an intellectual. Good grief. They tell me I have a superior IQ, and I am far from an intellectual. But Gormley is devious. Not intelligent, devious. There's a huge goddamn difference. And like I said, he's not even Canadian as far as I'm concerned. The son of a bitch has never done a bloody thing. He's real happy that our boys are going over to Afghanistan and our daughters and getting killed. They're brave. Well, sure they're brave. He should grab a rifle and get dropped off in Afghanistan. He can fight for this country. Then he can say he's a Canadian. But so far all he's done is steal from us. But the mere fact that he's on the radio every day mystifying what's going on here. It's bullshit. Everything's bovine fecal matter when that comes out of that idiot's mouth. You want to be misinformed? Listen to John Gormley. You want to be misinformed? Listen to any politician now. The odd one that I found that was honest and tried to help me, read my petitions in the legislature, like Randy Weeks out of Bigger Saskatchewan Party MLA. He, I think, honestly tried to help me. And I'll give him that credit. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. He really did seem to try and help me, but even when he was told to leave it alone, he told me that. He still went in there and read my petitions on deaf ears. They could care less. But I don't think things are going to change in my lifetime. And what I'm doing here really is it's a mixture. It's like a recipe for disaster for a country. Because I see across this nation what they're doing to good people and how they're rewarding garbage. Like they used the saying is, why do bad things happen to good people? What the hell? Why do good things happen to bad people? You know, it's just greed and power and illness. Something wrong with their minds to get away with this, to keep doing this to people. And I think really until we fight back, maybe sometimes physically, we're not going to get anywhere. I think something that hit international news, something that they'll have to show on the news, a big one, nothing's ever going to come of this. It's just going to get worse and destroy families and Canadians. And until it's, you know, the old 2x4 across the forehead, well, maybe that's what they need. And something that will hit the international news media. It's the only way, maybe. Maybe I'm a bit of a coward. You know, they say I'm not going to go any farther with it because they're waiting for somebody to say something threatening. But sometimes you start to wonder what it's a cancer. What they're doing, the system is a cancer, and it's a cancer that should be surgically removed with an axe. Thank you. WC bullets are definitely in the mail.